views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, and welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll sit with Latino and Native American community member Bobby Gonzalez in celebration of becoming the 2018 American Indian of the Year at the 40th Annual Thunderbird Grand Midsummer Powwow. And after that, we are joined by representatives from the Bronx River Art Center to discuss their newly renovated building, summer programs, new exhibitions, and more. Then we'll discuss the Bronx Brand online platform with founder Michael Hamlett Jr., created by the people of the Bronx for the people of the Bronx. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features New York City R&B Artist J E, here to share his upcoming project while performing Come a Long Way. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way because now we are officially open. Welcome back to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosty Café con Leche for the next hour. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That's right. Tweet us and follow us on Instagram at Bronxnet TV or like us on Facebook at Open Bronxnet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget to follow moi on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Insta Stories, LinkedIn, and Snapchat at Rhina Valentin. So our first guest is a Bronxite who draws from his Taino and Puerto Rican roots to speak, teach, and celebrate his indigenous heritage. And this year, he will be honored as the 2018 New York City Indian of the Year by the Thunderbird American Indian Dancers. And joining us to share more about this wonderful honor, we welcome Native American lecturer, author, and poet, Bobby Gonzalez. Welcome, Bobby.
Thank you for having me on, Rhina.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was taken aback when I received that letter saying, you are Indian of the Year. I said, whoa, wait a minute. This is really remarkable because it's an honor for me personally, but also for our people, the Taino, the native people of the Caribbean. The Thunderbird dancers, who have been around for more than half a century, are mostly from the north. They're Iroquois, Hopi, Navajo. And this is the first time they've selected a native person from Latin America to be Indian of the Year.
It's interesting, like you just went right into lecturer mode, into storytelling mode. No, it's beautiful. No, we need to, even myself, you know, unfortunately that history has been stripped of us. And it's really nice to have people like such as yourself restoring it and educating the next generation. And so let's talk a little bit about the different tribes. And the Tainos representing the Caribbean and what that means to you in being honored this year.
Well, very often I am asked, Bobby, how can you be a Native American? Your name is Gonzalez. And I said, well, more than 90% of the native people of the Western Hemisphere come from Latin America, Central, South America, and the Caribbean. And we, the Taino, are the natives of the Caribbean. That includes Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas. We were the ones who discovered Columbus. But that's another story for another day. And
right, it wasn't the other way around.
Oh, no, he was, actually Columbus was lost. He thought he was in the Indies. In those days, that was China and Japan. And he was carrying with him a letter of introduction to the great Khan of China. So when he arrived in the Caribbean, he said, okay, these are the Indies and these people are Indians, and the terms have stuck.
Interesting. That's good. I didn't even know that. So just out of curiosity, where are you obtaining these historical facts?
Well, first of all, I go to the original documents going back to the 1500s, sometimes in English, sometimes in Spanish. I also do a lot of traveling and sit down and talk with native elders, and they tell me their stories, which often conflict with the accepted histories. And I put that all together. Oh, by the way, there's a native protocol. When someone tells you a story, you have to ask permission to pass it on. If they say yes, you go out and share it. If they say no, you keep it to yourself.
So who do you go and ask this permission from?
I ask them from the elders who tell me the stories. And some of these stories are centuries old, and they're passed on from generation to generation.
And so who gave you permission?
Well, so
like inquiring minds.
Okay, good. So I went, recently went out to Michigan. I sat down with some Ojibwe elders, and they told me stories about their encounter with the Caribbean. And I said, can I tell that story? They said, yes. And they told me 500 years ago, they would go down the Mississippi River from Michigan and visit the people in the Caribbean and trade. And I said, I never read that. There's a lot they haven't told you.
Interesting. And so how do you validate the stories, though, based on this person being an elder, or is it just their perspective? Like, you know, how do you gauge that?
Well, one thing which I really love about indigenous heritage culture is that we respect everyone's stories. So when people tell us, oh, you know, the human race originated in Africa, and we say, fine, that's a great story, or in the Garden of Eden. And I said, well, that's a great story, but we have our own stories. And we didn't come across the Bering Straits. We've always been here. So that's very important, to listen to other people's stories and respect them. And never say, you're wrong.
Got it. And that's, it starts right there with respect. And so, you know, your book, The Last Puerto Rican Indian. Look, we've got this thing wanting to make an appearance here.
Yes.
I know,
Hi,
live and
guys.
let live, but you know, we got to keep it moving. So, The Last Puerto Rican Indian, just the title itself, what does that mean? The Last Puerto Rican Taino, right? Is it?
Okay, the whole title is The Last Puerto Rican Indian, a collection of dangerous poetry, because this poetry challenges the reader to reconsider all they've been taught throughout their lives about the Taino and other native peoples. And the last Puerto Rican Indian, well, I tell potential writers, if you want to write a book, great, but you have to grab people's attention with the cover and the title. And that title really caught people's attention. Said, wait a minute, but we're still around. And they pick up the book and read it and hopefully purchase it.
Right. Well, I wanted to plug it in because you've just been making a lot of noise and just restoring that ancestry within our bloodline, right? Even though it exists and it's a part of who we are, it's just we're not really taught this in school. And so we rely on individuals as yourself to go around and teach it to the next generation. And you have, and now you're being recognized for that. So let's talk about the Thunderbird and what they represent, because I understand they've been doing this 55 years, and this is their 40th anniversary.
Right.
How is it 55 years in their 40th anniversary?
Well, it's the 55th year of the dancers.
Right.
They went around performing and educating groups, but they didn't start the powwow till 40 years ago.
Okay.
And it's held every year at Queens County Farm Museum, and you can see their website. It's located at 73-50 Little Neck Parkway. And I'll be honored on Sunday, July 29th at 2 p.m. If you've never been to a powwow, they have Native American singers, dancers in their native clothing. They have arts and crafts and food for sale. You can interact one-on-one with Native people. And what's going to be great about July 29th is they'll stop the powwow and they'll say, okay, we have a special announcement to make, and they'll bring me up and they'll make the presentation.
All right, and so the presentation, is it like a formal presentation? Is it like a tribal presentation?
Well, every year it's different. So let's see what happens this year. I was told, Bobby, I wanted a previous year, and you have to dance around the fire. I said, wait a minute.
Oh man, that sounds
It's
exciting.
90 degrees and I'm dancing around a fire?
Oh my gosh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah, and they wrap a blanket around you. I said, okay, let's see what happens this year.
Oh my goodness, what an honor. Congratulations, Bobby.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming here and sharing it with our viewers.
Well, I appreciate it, and I look forward to a return visit.
Yeah, absolutely. Always, you're always welcome here. Bobby Gonzalez, the last Puerto Rican Indian. All right, once again, Bobby's presentation ceremony will take place Sunday, July 29th at 2 p.m. And that is the 40th annual Midsummer Powwow at the Queens County Museum. And for more information, you can visit Thunderbird American Indian Dancers WordPress. Okay, so we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear what the Bronx River Art Center has in store for the summer. Don't go anywhere.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch. Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That is, tweet us at Bronxnet TV, and while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So after a 7-year-long renovation, the Bronx River Art Center is back at its regular location with lots of arts programs to offer the Bronx community this summer. And also the Bronx River Art Center is holding an exhibition called Bronx Now, exploring Bronx-based artists creating work outside of their traditional sphere. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome Bronx River Art Center Education Manager Michelle Brody and Bronx River Art Center Marketing Coordinator Ron Kavanaugh, and one of the Art Center's teaching artists, Diane Davis. Hello and welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. It feels good to be home, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
The Bronx River Art Center, I have watched develop from its beginning stages. So, Michelle, we're going to open up with you just because it has been quite interesting even presenting the Bronx River Art Center here on the show as this traveling pop-up workshop establishment. So it must be super exciting to be in this amazingly $1 million renovated building. What's that like? Or what's that been like so far?
Well, right now we're just still emptying boxes.
Oh. She's like, no, it's not that glamorous yet.
No, it's beautiful. And the executive director, Gail Nathan, has been taking all of us on tours of the building over the years, wearing our hard hats to see the space. And this spring, we finally did open with our workshops in our space. And that was a cause for celebration. And we just didn't, that's why we didn't even empty the boxes. We just had the artists right in there, go to work teaching the kids right then and there.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations. And I understand you're one of the teaching artists, I am?
Yes, I am. I'm a painter, and I'm teaching a class this summer in Introduction to Color Theory through Abstract Painting. So I'm very excited about that.
Code theory through abstract painting.
No, Not code theory, color theory.
Color theory. Color theory. I'm like, code theory.
No, color theory.
Yeah,
Although we are very much a technical-based institution as well. We bring in a lot of art and technology together, so there could be some coding there as well.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the programming before we get into our color theory.
Okay.
Just so that we have an idea. Well, because here's the thing. When I think of the Bronx River Art Center, I think of every genre of the arts, and I don't know exactly what they're implementing with this new facelift, for lack of a better word. And I'm saying this only because I've performed for the Bronx River Art Center at the river, and I performed for it when, there was just gravel on the ground, this was many, many moons ago.
Right.
And I know Gail has really dedicated herself to the development of this establishment, and I know that you offer programs for adults, children. So let's talk a little bit about the different programming.
Yeah, for this summer, it's going to be mostly traditional art media based, except for our teens. We have every season we have a teen project studio design program, which is really a combination of art and technology and sort of like a maker space kind of environment that we're working with a new educator, Larry Jackson, who's been around for a while, and we're really excited to have a sort of architecture-based program designing tiny homes. So they'll be using our computers, working with a special ArchiCAD design program. But then like with Diane, it's going to be traditional painting. We're getting our ceramic studio back up and running. We've got 3 kilns, so we have classes for adults on Saturdays for ceramics, as well as on Tuesdays for young kids.
And Diane, you're going to be teaching?
Right, we'll be using the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. So I want the kids to just create their secondary colors and explore color. I don't keep a really rigid program because I want the kids to come in and just reach deep down inside.
So you're teaching the youth programs?
I'm teaching the youth programs,
and
yes.
so that age range is?
What is it, 13?
10 to 13.
10 to 13.
10 to
So it's
13.
more like the tweens.
The tweens,
Right.
and so you're using colors and means
And
of...
colors, right. We're going to just use those colors and make our secondary colors. I like the kids to name their colors, create a color, what would you name it? Like one class I taught, one of the young men, he created a color and he called it navy pink. We loved it, So it's just about them opening up and not putting them in this box. This is what you're going to do, and these are the colors you're going to use. Here's what we have. That's explore. Let's create some colors. Here's our setup. This is our app. This is our setup. I may have a setup. There may be a ball, and then there may be a vase. And okay, what are we going to do with this? Interpret this in abstract. What can you do with this ball? Create layers and using colors to create, using colors to tell your story.
I understand. It's like a means of communicating,
right. It's just,
and
right.
it's a non-judgmental
It's
environment.
non-judgmental, right, exactly. Maybe you want to turn this into a sculpture, you've got your painting. Oh, wow, I want to do this. I want to crumble the paper and open it up and have this amazing abstract sculpture. So it's about the kids. What I'm here, I want to give you the tools that you need to reach your creative goals.
To expand your naturally given gift, right?
Right.
Because we all have that natural way of expressing ourselves. It's just society kind of conforms us to being domesticated.
Right. You do it this way and not this way. But yeah.
And you're saying, do it whatever you want.
Yeah, get out of the box. Get out of there.
I love it. I love it. It's great. It's great. And so your program starts when?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of registration right now, and so please register for our classes.
All right, we'll definitely give them more information regarding that, but they can go on the website for now,
yes.
right?
Yes, BronxRiverArt.org.
Right.
And we're buying our classes through Eventbrite. It's very straightforward and easy. Otherwise, they can just come to the Bronx River Art Center next week.
Or they can come tomorrow for the exhibit, right?
Yes.
Doesn't it open? That's what I was leading into. Rod over here.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey, what's going on?
For like the 50th millionth time with the 50th different organization.
This is my home.
I can't help myself. Well, we just love that you organization hop is what I call it. Well, your work is really, really important, and we just love your commitment to the Bronx period and the Bronx arts. I should
Absolutely.
say.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk a little bit about this exhibit. Because it's a collaboration with BX200, right?
It is. So the Bronx River
Center, besides doing all the classes and workshops, they have this gallery, this beautiful new gallery on the ground floor, open to the public. And what we're trying to do is just keep that space activated. So Gail invited BX200, who also works under the name of BX NY Creative, you know, Laura James and Eileen Walsh, local curators. And they have kind of created this survey around 16 different artists, all either Bronx-based or creating work in the Bronx. So it'll be sculptures, it'll be paintings, it'll be installations, video. The whole idea is just to look at all the different kinds of art that are being created here in the Bronx. Because so often, you know, when we want to see art, we leave the borough. Or when we think of artists, we think of artists in downtown galleries. And what BX Now is trying to do is say, you know, there are Bronx artists creating in the Bronx, but also showing their work in the Bronx. So that's why this is like really such an important event.
Yeah, no, I love what they're doing, and I love the fact that you have access to them online so that you're able to kind of float with them, and the fact that they are like just primarily showcasing in the Bronx.
Right, so BX200 is literally Bronx 200. It's a visual online website that is showcasing, I don't think they're at 200 yet, but they're pretty close to 200 artists in the Bronx who are really world known, but they reside here in the Bronx and they create here in the Bronx.
And we're talking about all different genres.
Yeah,
some of them are photographers.
Yeah,
and,
photography, sculpture,
I love them.
paintings.
We've had them on before, and it's really nice that you guys are showcasing them. And so that exhibit is going to be on display for how long?
For about a month and a half. It closes September 8th, so you do the math, but it opens tomorrow. So tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow, 6 to 9.
6 to 9 is the reception.
At the Bronx River Art Center. That's when we want everyone to come out and just enjoy themselves and really see what's being created in the Bronx. You know, again, so many people want to go downtown. Keep you behind in the Bronx this Saturday and just come up to the Bronx River Art Center.
Fare. Just float around the Bronx.
There you go.
So before we go, just if you want to share the details of the classes as far as how they can sign up.
Okay. So actually, Ron, do you want to?
Oh yeah, so you can visit our website.
Okay.
But if you go to Eventbrite, the shortest URL is bracbx.eventbrite.com. So even if you just go to Eventbrite, just do a search on Bronx River Art Center, and all of the programs are listed right there, and you can, you know, select which one you want, whether you're a kid, for the parents, tween, or adults. We do have adult workshops also. And the TPS, the Teen Project Studio, you can also sign up there. And that's strictly for teens, ages 14 to 19, I believe.
Yeah, and it's free.
And that program is free, and it's a wonderful program. So
it's wonderful that Bronx River Art Center is able to offer some of these programs for free.
No, absolutely.
And thank you all for your service for not only the arts and the artists, but the next generation.
Yeah,
Right.
one last
So,
detail. We
once
do
again-
have classes from Monday through Thursday and Saturday.
Monday through Thursday and Saturday. And of course, they can obtain all of this on the website, right? All right, so thank you all for being here today. Once again, you guys, the Bronx River Art Center's summer classes begin July 16th through August 17th. And the Bronx Now exhibition will open up tomorrow. That's July 14th and will be on display till September 8th. And of course, for more information, you can visit bronxriverart.org. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about the Bronx Brand Company, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch. Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. You know, always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV and tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So our next guest is all about Bronx pride while also giving Bronx creatives the opportunity to showcase their creative talent. And the Bronx brand has everything from clothing, art, and a magazine and more. So joining us to tell us more about the company, we welcome founder of the Bronx brand, Michael Hamlett Jr. Hello and welcome.
Thanks so much for having me, Rena.
Oh my goodness, I love your T-shirt.
Thank you, yeah.
Right there, it says public school kid. Do you have one for Catholic school girls?
At the moment, no, but we can work on that soon.
That's a cool tee. That's a really cool tee.
Thank you. Yeah.
Nice and proud, like we said.
No, yeah, of course.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what inspired you to create this website.
Yeah, so when we look at the Bronx, right, we think of hip hop, we think of the Yankees, right? But there's so much more. There's so many people from the Bronx that have come here across different time periods who have lived in different areas and different fields, like Ralph Lauren, Sonia Sotomayor, Regis Philbin, Al Pacino, Swiss Beats, Big Pun. All these guys who are so culturally influential. And we don't see that as a coincidence. We really do believe that the Bronx is the mecca of culture. Hip hop is global pop culture right now. So we want to create a platform to help discover people that in 10, 15, 20 years would be those same names.
Interesting. So you were trying to grab them before they even
Yeah.
get to that plateau.
And help propel them because
and help propel them.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's even better.
Yeah.
That's really well said.
Yeah.
And so, so you started this 3 years ago.
Yes.
How has your success been thus far?
We've been growing. It's been really, really good. So we started 3 years ago. Just in my apartment, trying to learn how to screen printing all these T-shirts, and yeah, growing. Sales have been growing. We've just released our app, which you could download in the App Store if you have an iPhone, which is really great. And our online magazine is going well as well. We have over 100 posts and articles, short stories, and poems from people from the Bronx.
Right. So. Initially, you were focused on merchandise, and then it's kind of expanded into more.
Yeah.
So the idea, from what I gathered, there's stories from writers, and I understand that you formed this with your wife too.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So in 5 years, we hope to just continue to grow and to build. We would like to have our own space eventually. And to have a space where we can have a creative hub where different creatives can come and do what they do. But in 5 years, we're just hoping to continue to show how influential and how important the Bronx really is, and continue to bring that recognition to those creatives.
So how do you choose your designs?
So we look at different time periods. We look at what people were wearing. We think of just iconic imagery, like we have a coffee cup T-shirt, which is classic New York City. We also, obviously, the X, which everybody throws up if you're from the Bronx, which is our logo. And we just think of things that would really resonate with people, like the public school kid T-shirt. Like,
I love it.
If you're a public school kid, you got to get it.
I'm not. I'm a Catholic
I know,
school girl, right?
Exactly.
But these are slogans that I think empower our children from the urban community,
Yeah,
which is what it seems like to me. You're really doing. You're empowering the urban community.
Exactly.
I mean, primarily the Bronx, but in general, you say public school kid, that leaves it generic.
Yeah.
But it's usually geared towards the urban community.
Yeah, yeah.
The concrete jungle. Oh, there's another one for you.
Well, we actually do
you have that one.
We
Oh my
actually
gosh, I
do.
thought I was
We actually
original.
do. Sorry.
So this is great. This is really great. And I see you have it in buttons.
Yeah, we have pins. We also have art prints as well. We work with different artists. We work with several artists. Our most iconic artist that we work with is Crash. He's an iconic graffiti artist who's amazing, one of the pioneers of graffiti. So to be able to work with artists like that is incredible.
So he designs your...
He's done a couple of t-shirts with us, and he's also
for you.
done this pin, which is his actual graffiti tag that we've made into a pin.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So these selections, let's say, right? I gotta fix this. I got thrown off.
No.
So, and because you know what? No, actually, my head got stuck in the fact that you have a coffee cup, and I'm the café con leche.
Ah, you see, you could. Yeah, that's for you.
Right. Oh, it's for me. He's like, oh, no, I wasn't saying it for that, but I just was like, oh, wait a minute. He's gonna make me my own T-shirt that says "Open Café con Leche."
Yeah, we can do that as well.
Yeah, and so, but then you have to kind of deal with Bronxnet. So, am I doing a deal here on set?
We'll sign the papers after.
No, but no, I love it. I love it. And what I really love about everything that I read on your website, aside from the fact that, yes, this is about empowering people, this is about remembering your roots, this is about bringing it to this space of pride. And even the people that you mentioned, like everybody only, I think, relates to J-Lo being from the Bronx. And there's so many other people that are from the Bronx that have had an impact. And, you know, we do have a Bronx Walk of Fame. So some of those artists that you mentioned have been honored by the Bronx Borough President as well. And to have a website that they can go to and kind of shop and serve, because you also recruit writers, right?
Yes, we do. So we get writers who are from the Bronx and some who are currently living in the Bronx and some that have moved away. And we pay them for every article that they contribute. Also, with any artist that we work with, we also split the revenue with them as well, because we really do want to help them be able to thrive here.
That's beautiful. So it's a collaborative partnership.
Yes, definitely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So let's just share with everyone the website, and we thank you for being here, and I hope one of these is mine.
Of course, of course.
Hint, hint, deals right here on set. Oíste.
Yeah, so you can find us at thebronxbrand.com, and you can find us on all social media as The Bronx Brand.
And thank you so much,
No,
Michael,
thank you
for
for having
being
me.
here.
I really appreciate
All right,
it.
public school kid, Catholic school girl, oíste. All right, you guys, for any other interest in Bronx stories, art, merchandise, you can always visit, once again, BronxBrand.com. All right, stay tuned, because Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
We begin this sports roundup with a nod to the jack of all motorized sports, Travis Pastrana. Last Sunday night on the History Channel, Travis completed over 400 total feet of motorcycle jumps in Las Vegas, flying over 52 cars, 16 buses, and a massive fountain at Caesar's Palace. In the process, Pastrana rode an Indian Scout V-twin motorcycle for all stunts while wearing an Evel Knievel-inspired, star-studded, cape-clad, white leather suit in his tribute show called Evel Live. Pastrana has a long list of absurd stunts under his belt, including a jump out of a plane without a parachute. not recommended, a backflip into the Grand Canyon, and a 269-foot jump in a rally car, and the world's first Aussie roll on a motorcycle. It's fitting then that Pastrana would be the man to break 3 of Evel Knievel's records all in one night, doing the 3 jumps back to back to back. So cool. We will stay with motorsport and switch gears, pun intended, for news out of MotoGP that longtime Honda rider Dani Pedrosa will retire at the end of the season. He calls it a career after 18 years, which included 3 world championships. Current Ducati rider Jorge Lorenzo is heading to Honda to fill his seat next season. Lorenzo leaves Ducati after 2 years, despite a recent run of success. In Formula One, Sebastian Vettel took the British GP last weekend, holding off a furious charge from Lewis Hamilton from the back. The German GP is next on July 22nd. Eric Jones won 1 for the Young Guns on Saturday at Daytona with his first Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series victory. With all eyes on the crop of budding talent, the question is, which Young Gun could take the next checkered flag? NASCAR rolls into Kentucky Speedway Saturday. James Hinchcliffe won at Iowa in IndyCar. The Canadian driver will now turn his attention to Toronto. The IndyCar Series is north of the border this Sunday. To the baseball diamond, the Yankees finally picked up ace Luis Severino for a change. Brett Gardner and Greg Bird combined to give the Yankees just enough offensive firepower in their 7-4 win over Cleveland on Thursday. The pair negated a rough outing for Severino, who only struck out 1 batter. It was his first 1K regular season start since September 2016. He also allowed multiple homers in consecutive games for the first time since May of 2016. He believes he could be tipping his pitches. Gardner had a pair of homers of his own. He has 4 in his past 7 games, and Bird drove in 2 runs, upping his RBI total in the past 4 games to 11. The Yankees finish up the road series this weekend in Cleveland before the All-Star break. Max Scherzer made a final pitch to start the All-Star game on his own mound. Anthony Rendon hit 2 homers, and Bryce Harper also connected, leading the Washington Nationals over the New York Mets 5-4 Thursday night. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The Pro Football Hall of Fame will not acknowledge Terrell Owens individually during Enshrinement Weekend in Canton, Ohio next month, the Hall's executive director says. Owens announced last month that he would not attend the ceremony scheduled for August 3rd and the 4th and would instead give a speech at his alma mater, the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Owens will deliver his acceptance speech on campus August the 4th. On the NBA hardwood, the Brooklyn Nets have traded point guard Jeremy Lin in a package to Atlanta. That deal freed up $12.5 million in cap space. The Nets then dealt Isaiah Whitehead to Denver for Kenneth Faried in a salary dump that also yielded the Nets a protected first-round pick in 2019 and an unprotected second-rounder in 2020. Denver will waive Whitehead, who had a non-guaranteed deal. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks certainly look like the winners of the NBA draft during the Summer League. On Thursday, the Knicks Summer League team featuring 9th pick Kevin Knox and 36th pick Mitchell Robinson bowed out in the tournament in an 82-75 loss to the Boston Celtics. New York will play a final consolation game today, but the headlines have certainly been centered around the rookies. The two took their first steps as pros in the Las Vegas Summer League with some intriguing results. Knox averaged 23.3 points and 7.3 rebounds through his first 3 games. Even in a poor game last night, though, Knox showed the hallmarks that the Knicks hope will translate to the next level. Robinson looked pretty darn good, too. Former Knicks big man Charles Oakley must not have been doing much winning in Las Vegas. He was arrested in Las Vegas on Sunday for committing or attempting to commit a fraudulent act in a gambling establishment that the Nevada Gaming Control Board said in a statement provided to ESPN on Thursday. He was suspected of adding to or reducing his wager on a gambling game after the outcome was known, according to the board. I just love Oakley. He's the best. UFC 226 did not disappoint last weekend, especially in the heavyweight finale. Daniel Cormier knocked out Stipe Miocic in a shocker, taking the title in a first-round knockout. Cormier now holds UFC's heavyweight and light heavyweight belts. Brock Lesnar also made a surprise appearance in the octagon, setting the stage for Cormier-Lesnar at some point. It also appears that we may finally see Cyborg Nunes soon, which would be the top fight on the female side. Ireland's Dan Martin won the 6th stage of the 105th edition of the Tour de France. From the World Cup, my pick Brazil was in the mix until last weekend. The Final Four has given us a France-Croatia final on Sunday. The third-place game will feature Belgium and England on Saturday. The New York City FC topped the Red Bulls 1-0 last Sunday at Yankee Stadium. NYCFC is currently in second place in the MLS standings after defeating Montreal Wednesday night. They take on Columbus on Saturday. Semifinal action at Wimbledon today, with Nadal and Djokovic on center court this morning. Serena Williams is in the final on the women's side, and it's like she never left the sport at all after giving birth. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a possible trade that increasingly looks more and more like reality. Rumors have been swirling this week that the Yankees and Orioles, division foes, could swing a deal that would send 26-year-old Manny Machado to the Bronx. I don't see the reason for it, but I wasn't surprised either when Machado liked an Instagram picture of himself in a Yankee uniform Wednesday night. From the sounds of it, he wants a seat in the BX party. I still believe the Yanks should focus on pitching, but you cannot deny what kind of special talent Machado is. His numbers are off the charts. Machado owns 23 homers and a most robust 957 OPS. Machado is not filling out a position of need for the Yankees with Didi Gregorius at shortstop and Miguel Andujar at third base. So they will balk at a deal for lefty prospect Justice Sheffield, but the bat would mean so much to the Yankees' championship run and take pressure off the other hitters that it's certainly something Brian Cashman should consider. If the Yankees are going to beat top starters like Justin Verlander and Chris Sale, you need a bat like Machado's in the middle of the lineup. Machado is such a great player that all things must be considered. If the Yankees can do the rental without Sheffield, more power to them. I actually think if there's one GM who could make it happen, it's Brian Cashman. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
I'm going to help my daughter with her reading.
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. We always invited you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at Bronxnet TV. And while you're there, tweet me too at Rhina Valentin. So joining us is an R&B artist from Queens who has worked with producers from RGF Island and even hip-hop artist Cassidy. He creates his music using his life experiences as inspiration, as most artists do. And so we're going to see, because at the tender age of 26, can't wait to learn what he's been through. Please welcome R&B singer Jay.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wow. Just because I opened up with your music starts, inspiration, so forth, we're going to open up with the tattoos and what
Okay.
inspired you to tattoo yourself all the way up to your neck?
To my neck. Well, I started getting tattoos at the age of 13. And the first one was a trial kind of thing, you know, rebellious teenager. And it was a trial of my name, of course, because I didn't know what else to get at that age.
And where was that tattoo?
That was on my arm,
On your
and it's
arm.
covered up now.
Right.
I was just like, why do I need my signature on my arm,
Right.
you know, as an adult? And then it goes up through my life experiences, through what I like. I have homage to the Ultimate Warrior on my hand, which is a old school wrestler from the 1980s, 1990s. And then on my neck, I have homages to my grandfather and my father, which are both Leos. So this is why we got both.
You've got a lion there.
Yeah,
you've
both
got, oh, you've got
lions.
2 lions.
Yes.
And so the tattoo goes all the way up to your arm?
Yes, it goes all
Yeah,
the
we're
way to
not
my
showing it
chest.
because I don't know if he's ab ready for television. But
No.
I'm putting you on the spot. I can't help it. You're cute. You're cute.
Thank
but I
you.
just wonder about the, you know, when people get tattoos, is usually like some form of just retaliation. And
Yeah.
so you opened up by saying, yeah, I was rebelling as a child. But then what happened as you got older?
Right. Well, I got more so inspired than rebelling. Right. I
You
saw
got more inspired in rebelling?
No, then rebelling.
Then rebelling.
Yeah. I started seeing more inspiration, things that I liked from, you know, that age, continue on through my lifehood, and kind of just stopped the rebelling. You know, 13, I hated the world, like any teenager. And then, yeah, just started getting pieces, adding up every year or every couple months until now.
All right.
And still going.
And it's right. Well, I can see you're like a walking art piece.
Thank you.
And so, I mean, even the one on your ear, I don't know if they're going to be able to show that, but I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like it hurt.
Yeah, it's just a little pinch. I mean, that's probably the fastest tattoo that I've ever gotten
So
in my
it's a
life.
music note, which is a great segue into, do you use that same inspiration to create your music?
Yes, absolutely. Everyday inspiration to create music, every single day.
Okay, so you write your own lyrics.
Yes.
All right, I know we're going to get a taste of it later, but let's talk a little bit about like whatever different phases you've gone through, right? Just
Right.
as you did with the tattoos.
Right. Well, starting off again, rebelling teenager, and I started writing really early in life.
So there was a lot of cuss words in your lyrics.
Yes, a lot of curse
How did I
words.
guess that?
I know. You're good. You got the eye. A lot of curse words, and then growing up, you know, into the puppy love, and then just life experiences. And sometimes I don't even use my own. Sometimes I use either friends' experiences, things that I see. Let's say if I'm walking through Times Square and I see a couple talking or arguing, sometimes I use that as inspiration as well. So literally anything to write.
Well, the beauty is that you're writing it, and
Right.
so you're writing your own lyrics, right? So the stories that you're sharing and the presentation that you're sharing or conveying to the audience is from your perspective.
Right, correct.
Versus somebody else doing it, and so all right. So let's talk about the music style. Like,
Right.
Why R&B?
I'm really inspired with R&B. I mean, I grew up on that. I grew up on Bobby Brown and, you know, James Brown, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, although they kind of like a crossover between pop and R&B. And I just fell in love with it. I mean, it's something that's always been dear to my heart. I grew up in a Latin American household where it was more so a lot of Hispanic music, from salsa to merengue. But I always freestyle, of course. My
Did I
father
just give
and my
up my
mother.
age? Yes, that's it. But I knew it had to influence you. I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. I could
Yes,
see
a
it.
lot of freestyle. But I always drifted to the R&B and hip hop. That was my generation, growing up into that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. We're going to get a taste of that.
Thank
so
you.
what do you want people to leave with?
Follow your heart, follow your dreams, whatever you want to do in life, and follow me on Instagram at Vicious J. Yeah.
Vicious. I don't know. You say you gave up the rebelling, Vicious J.
It's still there sometimes. It's still there sometimes.
Yeah, well, you know, the yin and yang. It's all
Always.
about balance.
Yes.
It's about balance. All right, you guys, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, Jay will perform his newest single, so don't go anywhere.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
And I can't change, even if I try, even if I wanted to. My love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight. Here now to perform his single, Come a Long Way. Let's welcome Jay.
Yeah. We're gonna need y'all energy, you hear me? Let's do it. Yeah. Party people, we'd like to bring to you New York Zone, tatted to the max and vicious. My brother Jay, he got something to say. Let's go.
You know that they don't really do it like I do it.
Like I do.
So baby, come on back to me and let me show you.
Oh yeah.
You know that I messed up a lot and put you through it.
I put you through
I made
it.
some promises and I ain't followed through them.
No.
Girl, I was the oldest. Oh yeah. You know you can go through my phone and pull up on me, that's my word.
You pull up, just pull up.
Don't gotta worry about no who. It's you and me against the world.
It's you and me, you and me.
Shooting for love in the third and need a BS in the first.
Just leave that alone.
I can't believe that I came close to losing you because of all the things that I chose. Yeah. We've come a long way, come a long way. Now we've come a long way, come a long way. Now we've come a long way, come a long way. You know I don't care if I gotta do the dishes. Throw out the trash and on my granola, you wish it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Put you in all the designer things that you like. Don't need no bags so we get on those private flights. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Girl, you know that my money's your money. That's your money. Whenever you want, we make more money. More. I feel like the man, I feel so lucky. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Talk to her. I give you all I got. I give you all I got. Just tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Yeah. Everybody say we've come a long way, come a long way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've come a long way, come a long way. Yeah, 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 yeah. We've come a long way, come a long way. We've come a long way, come a long way. If I tell you that I'm trying my best, you know that I'm gonna treat you right. Couldn't mess up if I tried to. Baby, you a quality and beat out all this quantity. You're meant for me. Cause baby, it's all that you do. My knees grow weak when I'm near you. In loving you. Oh yeah. It ain't easy to do. Heart skips a beat when I'm near you. We've come a long way, come a long way now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've come a long way, come a long way now. Yeah, 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 yeah. We've come a long way, come a long way now. Yeah, 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 yeah. We've come a long way, come a long way now.
Jay, everyone! We've come a long way.
Yeah.
All right, well, before we go, we want to meet your companion over here.
Yes, my backup singer. What's up?
What's your name?
Devo.
Devo, yes, Devo. That was hot.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that inspiration. I can tell you've come a long way.
Thank you.
You guys, for more music on Jay, make sure you check him out on SoundCloud, right? At official J Music, and be sure to follow him on IG at Vicious J with an E at the end. Yep. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through and to your viewers for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at Bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Mwah. Adios. We're going to leave you with We've Come a Long Way, the musical.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, if our guests could join us, that would be lovely.
Come on, guests.